I mean, I'm more scared of Huggy Wuggy, and he's just Bendy covered in Cookie Monster's pubic hair.
It's fire, it's freedom, it's flooding open. It's the bleacher and the pulpit and you blind devotion. There's something breaking at the brink of every world that's holding all that you know. So tell me, do you wanna go? Where it's covered in all the colored lights, where the runaways are running the night. Impossible comes true, it's taking over you.
Hello, everybody! That's right, this is my real voice for a real video. Today's video is going to be about
Mr. Spiderman
and rating every single one of the movies. By the way, do not forget to like and subscribe, and if you want to, hit that notification bell. But anyway, let's get it! By the way, I'm only going to be doing the Tobey Maguire to Into the Spiderverse, so none of the animated specials or TV show like things like that. Number 8, Spider-Man 2. Now, hear me out of why this one is my least favorite. Now, if I was rating Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies on story, it would definitely be up there, but I'm not. I'm rating it on how batshit crazy it is. Honestly, it's not even really that funny. The zany stuff isn't really there. The zaniest thing Spider-Man does is deliver pizzas as Spider-Man, but that's just one of the average I'm running late openings, and we haven't seen that a million times over. And Spider-Man's suit's on point as usual in these movies. I love the design. Dr. Octavius, or Dr. Octopus, is great in this movie. I love him in this movie, and I can't wait to see him in No Way Home. Spider-Man and Dr. Octavius are the best part of this movie. But there is one teensy weensy little character I can't stand. And she goes by the name Mary Jane. God, I can't stand her in this movie. Because she's a complete slow. Wait a minute, I can't say that on YouTube. But okay, see this picture that's up on screen? If you know what that's called, that's what she is. I mean, this woman jumps man to man more than Angel Dust from Hazbin Hotel does. And the romance between her and Peter is dog water! Oh yeah, this is the worst Spider-Man movie because of Mary Jane and the fact that it isn't that funny. On to the next movie! Number 7, The Amazing Spider-Man. Now, hear me out! Yes, we're rating this one on story, and yes, the story's good. I'm not saying the story isn't good. It's great. And Gwen Stacy is on point, and she's a much better love interest than Mary Jane from the last movie. But let's talk about Peter's suit. The design of the suit itself is fine. It looks good. It's just those eyes. In the dark, they look good because they're black. But in the lights, when they're yellow, it looks like somebody pissed in Peter's suit. I hate those eyes, and whenever I see them, I want to break the neck of whoever created that idea to make his eyes yellow. His eyes aren't yellow, they're white! Alright, enough about Peter's eyes. Let's get to the villain. You heard me right, I cannot stand this wizard. It would have been fine if they just added more detail, maybe put some clothes on him. Oh yeah, and give him a out! I mean, for Uncle Ben's sake, he looks like that Voldemort guy from that Harry Potter movie or whatever it's called. And plus, how the hell am I supposed to be even a little frightened by a guy that talks like this?
Poor Peter Parker.
I mean, I'm more scared of Huggy Wuggy, and he's just Bendy covered in Cookie Monster's pubic hair. I mean, you could have at least made him threatening, or cool looking, but no, he's neither. He's dog water! Ah! Okay, I'm calm. let's move on to the next movie. And this movie would have been better if they kicked the lizard to the curb and made Spider-Man eyes white. Number 6. The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I don't care what anyone else says, this movie's leagues better than the first one. The story, it's alright. It's alright. Gwen Stacy on point, as usual with these movies. God, Spider-Man's suit looks so much better in this. By the way, I forgot to mention, this Spider-Man is awesome. He's just like he is in the comics, and he's great. Okay, I don't care what anyone says about Electro in this movie. He looks awesome! He's awesome in this movie. That's all I can really say. He looks great, and even though the way he transforms is a little strange, and he gets dental work, that's fine. It's cool looking. It's a Spider-Man movie. It's about a guy climbing on walls. Of course it's not gonna make any sense. Also, even though he's very brief at the end, the Rhino looks pretty good. But, alright, let's talk about the flaws of the movie. Out of all the great-looking villains, there's always an ugly stepchild. And that ugly stepchild is known as the Green Goblin. God, he's f***ing hideous. I thought the lizard was hideous, but good Christ. But, I will forgive it because he's only at, the very, very, very end of the movie. Just like one of the most controversial scenes in any Spider-Man movie, Gwen Stacy's death. All I have to say about this is, yeah, it's pretty stupid, and it's bad, and I understand why it got the entire franchise screwed over. So, yeah, pretty much it's better than the first one, because the shitty-looking villain's only at the end instead of throughout the entire movie, the suit looks on point, and there's 2 villains that look great to make up for Gobby. On to the next movie! Number 5. Spider-Man Far From Home. What can I say? This movie's good. The story, on point. The love interest, MJ, she's great. And I like how she's like a conspiracy theorist / normal girl. I like that. And Spider-Man. Tom does a great job. I don't know why people complain about him. He's great. His suits are amazing, especially the Iron Spider suit. I like that suit a lot. And plus, Tom just makes a really good Peter Parker. And the villain, Mysterio, great. I also like the Elementals. Even though they're just holograms from Mysterio, they still look great. Every villain in this movie, the Elementals and Mysterio, look great. So yeah, this movie is great. On to the next movie. Number 4, Spider-Man. What can I say? I like this movie. The comedy and the zaniness is on par for a Sam Raimi movie. Again, Spider-Man's suit looks great. Toby makes his fart faces. That's great. Spider-Man is great in this movie. And nobody's ever gonna top Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin. He acts the perfect amount of bat crazy to make Gobby work perfectly. And the way he did the voice for Green Goblin is also great. He was perfect for this role. And the suit, God tier. And I can't say anything more about Mary Jane because she's still a in this movie. So yeah, a good movie. On to the next one. Number 3, Spider-Man Homecoming. Why did this rank higher than Spider-Man Far From Home? Well, simply put, it's a better movie. First off, we get to see the fight scene from Captain America's Civil War through Peter's camera's eyes, which I like that. And the story is on point! Tom as Spidey, of course, works. Again, suits look amazing. Even his homemade suit looks great. And plus, Iron Man and Tony Stark is in this movie. And I absolutely love MCU Tony Stark and Iron Man. Also, the love interest Liz. It's a different character, and I like it. And the Vulture. The Vulture's suit. Amazing. The character himself. Great. Vulture's just great in this movie in general. So yeah, this movie is absolutely amazing. Anyway, on to the next movie. Number 2, Spider-Man 3. You heard me right. Spider-Man 3 is my favorite of the Sam Raimi movies and my second favorite Spider-Man movie in general. And you're probably asking yourself,
Duplos, why the f*** is this your favorite?
well, the comedy is on point. I love how batshit insane it is. It's just entertaining. Even the dance sequence and the musical number is great. And sue me, I can get behind emo Peter. It's just so insane. I love it. And also, speaking of Peter, his suit finally got changed in the movie to the symbiote suit, and the symbiote suit looks awesome. I want to see more of it. And everybody complains about how many villains there are in the movie, but I like how many villains are in the movie. It just makes it more bad. Venom is on point in this movie. He doesn't sound that cool, but he looks really cool. And plus, I just like the idea of Eddie being a petty asshole for the sake of being a petty asshole. Sandman, he looks great in this movie, and the actor is so goddamn perfect. How did they find him? My god, he looks just like he does in the comics. And now let's get to the problems. So, like I said, with the ugly stepchild, there's always the problem child as well. And Harry Osborn in this movie is the problem child for the villains. His suit's just so bland. At least Spider-Man 2's had some personality. But I'll give it a pass because he's, again, not much in the movie, just in the start and the end. And plus, I just love Coma Harry. He's just so happy and giggly. And it's like the moment the actor learned that, yeah, this movie's bad. I'm just gonna do whatever the I want. And as usual, Mary Jane. I've already said what I've had to say about her being a but I will say her relationship with Peter is a little more developed. Not by much, but a little more developed in this movie. But yeah, it's a great movie. And my second favorite. Anyway, let's get on to the not surprising number 1 movie. Number 1, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah, I think all of you saw this coming. This movie's awesome! The story, clean! The spider people, clean! The villains, clean! And there is no love interest, so I don't even have to rate a love interest. I already said what I need to say about the story. It's clean! But let's talk about the villains, starting with the Green Goblin. The few minutes that Green Goblin was in, he looked great. His abilities, great. The fact that he's a giant monster instead of a guy in a suit is great. Then there's Doc Ock, aka one of the only female Spider-Man villains. And honestly, she's really good. I mean, not as good as the original one from Spider-Man 2, but she's still really good. I like how the arms are not metal, but this, like, plastic thing. And also, she's just got a cool suit, and she's cool. And then there's Prowler. He is great for this movie. His personality is great. I like how he's Miles' uncle. Also, the Prowler suit is just so badass in this movie. Then there's Kingpin. Humongous. I love it. And plus, his first movie appearance, so yeah. And Kingpin is just flat out amazing in this movie. But let's get to the main attraction, the Spider People. Let's start with Peter Parker. He was a great Spider-Man, his suit was on point, and his death was sad, but I didn't cry. Then, of course, there's the main Spider-Man, Miles Morales, aka my all-time favorite version of Spider-Man. His suit looks great in this movie, and he's a great character in this movie, and I'm so glad this movie introduced me to him, because I love Miles now. He's my favorite Marvel Spider-Man. And then there's Peter B. Parker. I like how he's Spider-Man still, but he's got a gut and has sweatpants on to show he's pretty much a more depressed version of the Spider-Man Miles knew. And plus, he's just a great character in the movie. Let's talk about Gwen Stacy, aka Spider-Gwen, aka Spider-Woman. The suit is... the suit is on point. It's a good suit. I like the white and the black and the purple color scheme. Let's get off the suit. And plus, she's a really good character, and I like her in this movie. Then there's Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man Noir. Okay, let's talk about the Spider-Man Noir suit. I like how it's like the stealth suit from Spider-Man Far From Home, but with old 80s detective vibes. I like it. Also, he's a really good character. And also...
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
Alright, now let's talk about Penny Parker, or the anime Spider-Woman. I mean, she's alright. She's just a little anime girl with a robot spider thing. It's not really that... I mean, it's special when it comes to Spider-Man, but, I mean, it didn't really do that much. She didn't really have a character either. She was just there. Though the Spider-Mech looks really cool. And then who could forget about Peter Porker, aka Spider-Ham? What can I say? He's funny, but he does have his serious moments at the same time. And his suit is great. It's great. I also like how he's like a Looney Tune if they were Spider-Man. So yeah, Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. The best Spider-Man movie ever made. So, let me know how you would rank all these Spider-Man movies in the comments. And again, don't forget to like and subscribe. But now, I'm gonna go fight Goku.